speakers, starting off with the president of FC Dallas, Dan Hunt, Chief Soccer Officer and Sporting Director, André Zanotta, and Head Coach, Eric Quill. We'll get started with questions in just 1 second. Dan will have an opening statement. Then we'll take questions from the room. Please ask that you state your name and your outlet when the microphone is presented. And we'll go ahead and get started with Dan's opening statement.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here today. Really excited about our 2026 season. Obviously, it goes without saying the way we finished 2025 is the expectation of this club. If you look at us over the last 10 games, 5-1-4, 19 points, going from 12th in the standings in the West all the way to 7th and an automatic playoff berth, and a team that was so fun to watch for our fans. The fight, the desire for the game, and frankly, a lot of the reasons why we hired head coach Eric Quill, we knew his passion for it, his intensity for the game, what he could instill in the players and that communication. So we finished on a strong note, a very proud moment for me. I talked about this the other night. Was our final game against Vancouver in the regular season, where we had 11 Academy and North Texas products play in that game, and a 2-1 win, which is a huge accomplishment. And then obviously played a very good Vancouver team in the playoffs. But the 2026 season, I think there are a lot of things to be excited about. For me, this is the deepest roster I've ever seen FC Dallas have. To make the 20-man game day roster is going to be a challenge for players, and I love this about our team. I think we're too deep at every single position. Obviously, a lot of excitement around it. We had interest in our players internationally, like Petar Musa, but we decided we were not going to be outbound on transfers, with the exception of Martin Paz. That was a unique circumstance, both family-related and also the opportunity for him, so we were open to that transfer. But we feel great about what we have this year, and I feel like we have a team that actually can compete for trophies. And so that was why we were more focused on inbound transfers than outbound transfers. It's been an incredibly successful preseason, obviously great results in Europe, and I was excited about what I saw here when we competed against MLS teams. So I think this is what we've been building towards, and you know, it's really great to see in year 2 of Coach Eric Quill's coaching staff and what they're doing, how the team is coming together. This is a unified team with great leadership, great communication, and the effort that you see every single day on the training field is something that I know our fans are going to be incredibly proud of. And also, we don't just have our 34-game season here, but we also have Leagues Cup too. And I think this can be a very, very competitive team when we square off against Liga MX opponents. So with that, time's yours.
Great. Thank you very much, Dan. We'll open up the room to questions. Who's first? Abraham, go ahead.
Hello, good morning. André, in what way this roster is better than the roster or team that you have last year? Why do you think this is a better roster?
Thank you, and good afternoon, all of you guys, and thank you for being here. So Dan mentioned, I think we have more options for Eric in every position. We have more quality of players in every position, so it's going to be, we were seeing since day one in preseason how those players are really fighting for their spots, and players that came to me and said, Andre, I'm going to be a starter this year, or so we see the desire that they have to be competing, and that's my job, to bring a headache to Eric whenever he needs to make the roster. It's going to be tough because there are a lot of players out there fighting and wanting this opportunity. So I think this compared to what we had last year, the options that we have, the depth in our roster is a higher level and quality.
Next question, please. Who's next? Go ahead.
Eric, this is Eric Mora with Telemundo and NBC5. How do you feel about the team you have right now? How do you feel about the players that came into the team? And also for Mr. Dan, you guys talk about creating an identity for this upcoming season. How do you feel about it a few days ahead of the start of the 2026 season?
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I love our group. I love everything we're about. I love the depth. I love the overall collective intensity that we're training with, the desire. I love the chemistry of this group. It's different. And obviously getting the chance, last year we didn't start day one with all of our pieces. We were gathering still, making transactions. This preseason, we started minus Joaquin Valiente with everybody. So just that head start is important to get in a preseason, to have that full amount of time to sort of evolve yourself. Now, what you saw at the end of 2020 from a mentality standpoint, that's who we are. That's our DNA. That's anybody that walks through our door. It's part of the prerequisite in being a part of FC Dallas is that dog mentality. So if you want a mantra, we're dogs. This roster is a bunch of dogs that want to win, and we can chop and change. We can play versions of this formation, this 5-back, 3-back, whatever you want to call it. We've got profiles that can hurt an opponent everywhere, and we've got depth to run at you with 5 subs and more. And we're going to be front-footed from the start with a real aggressiveness. And I think these guys feel it. I think they see the difference. The guys that have especially been here 3 to 4 years, I think they're smelling something that's really interesting. And you can just see from the tedious things, the things that go in a weight room. These guys are acting like champions every moment they're in this building. They're living life like a champion because they know the depth is so real that they can't. The margins are tight, and that's what you want as a head coach. Is you want tight margins within your profiles because iron sharpens iron, as we know. And when they know it's a tight race, you live a life that is committed to the purpose, and our purpose is to be champions, and that's what we're building towards. And everybody feels everybody's pulling the same direction, and I think the fans are going to really be excited at what they see from a collective unit as much as they were in 2025. I think it's going to be even more in their face as to who we are and our identity.
You were talking about from an identity standpoint. Obviously, a thing that Eric doesn't receive enough credit for is the conscious switch to the 3-4-1-2, or however you want to call it, with 3 center backs. We made that choice last year, and the results changed for us when we started doing that. A lot of head coaches will never make that change. They will stick with one identity, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So a lot of credit to Eric, his entire staff, to take advantage of the players that we had. But then we saw the success that we were having with that, and having 2 9s. I mean, there's no secret. I would tell you that there is no club in MLS that has as good a number 9s as we have. I think we have 4 or 5 great number 9s here at the club right now. Some that can play second 9 or a polyfunctional position. And that was something that Eric wanted. Obviously, bringing in Joaquin to help play that 10 for us. Patrickson's playing very well at that position, too. I thought his last 10 games, he bought in last year in a way that we were so excited to see. You could see his talent and the success that we had. He was a big part of it. So I think for the vision, once we found who we really were, then we just wanted to make sure we got all the right players that we could and add reinforcements to that. And guys, I mean, Herman Johansson, I mean, the season that he had last year in Europe, that's as good a season as a wingback can have. 7 goals, 11 assists, winning a championship at a small club. We want people like this that are leaders, that are champions, that are winners. I mean, this guy in the locker room is amazing. And that's just one of several additions. And we've left one roster spot open for after the World Cup. And there's no secret, we also have an open DP spot. So we're evaluating as we go through the season, but this is an incredible luxury to be in the spot, to have this much talent, this much competition at every single position, so that when we're ready to pull the trigger on that, and we think the market will be very open after the World Cup. It was a very, very tight market because a lot of players were being held by clubs either for Champions League, Europa League, tournaments in South America, and with the expectations of making national team rosters, right? So there were not a lot of sellers in this market. So we're excited, we're poised, and I can't tell you what position that'll be. I don't think anybody here can. We have our suspicions, but we want to add that piece that hopefully could put us over the top.
Next, we'll go with Sydney in the middle.
Sydney Staples for D210 Sports, both for you, Dan, and Coach. Outside of player depth, a roster that's really been boosted, and outside of a formation change, are there any other maybe philosophical things that need to change heading into this season in order to produce more positive results?
I mean, look, we understood we failed here last year in our stadium, and that is a number one change that we want to make about 2026 is if we can be who we were on the road plus that same type of team at home and chew up the home points that we're supposed to chew up, I mean, we're going to really like what we're playing for in the end. So, and everybody that was in that locker room knows that wasn't acceptable. So, if there's the biggest change that we want to change about ourselves from 2025 to 2026 is who we are at home, and making sure that these fans, one, love watching our team, two, feel proud of what they see in our team, and three is we want to bring them something that this club's been craving for a long, long time, and I think we're on the precipice of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. Eric said it, winning at home. You take care of winning at home, and the group of guys he has, you saw what they could do on the road last year. That's as good as it's ever been here on the road. And so if you can match that form on the road and take care of business at home, we're going to be playing for home field throughout. And so I think that's the biggest thing we're chasing this year is that consistency at home. And we do this for our fans, right? And so we want to put those best performances for our fans. Don't concede goals first. That would be the biggest part of it. I think we conceded too many goals first, and I know we spent a lot of effort on this defense, the training, the staff members that have come in, the defensive structure and the work on this. You can see it and you can feel it. Obviously, again, a super successful preseason where we didn't allow a lot of goals.
Thank you. Let's go to Garrett, please.
Questions for Andre and Eric. I want to ask about Joaquin Valiente. Where's he at in the visa process, the integration process, fitness? When can you expect him to be part of the squad?
So Joaquin is going through the visa process right now, and we're trying to push and see if we can have him available for Saturday, but this is unclear at this point. He's been doing preseason with Defensor, so he's fit. He's been playing games, friendlies there. So I believe once the visa situation's clear, he will be available to join the roster immediately, whether at starting position or a bench. This is I'll leave that to Eric.
He's been really great so far. I mean, I think he's in an adaptation phase where he's learning his teammates. He's going to quickly learn, the league. I think he's jumping tackles every day right now because he sees the intensity, and he's probably like, "Holy cow, these guys are really, this is another level of intensity." But he's clever. He's got dog in his DNA. He's a workhorse, but he's clever. He's got ideas that can cut the game open. Which is why he's here. He's elusive on the dribble. We needed that guy that could make the first guy miss. You can play through opponents with passing and moving, but you also need some of those special 1v1 guys that unbalance the opponent in their moment in midfield, and that's what he here. And if you can unbalance the opponent a few times with his type of ideas, and then his quality around goal, I mean, this is what he's going to bring to the table. He's going to be a fan favorite. There'll be a lot of moments where the crowd oohs and ahs based on what the idea he brings to the game.
Daniel Stevis, CW33 coach. Dan, I have one question for each of you. I want to start with you, Coach. You just think about the challenges of a unique season that you're facing. There's still so much excitement in that. I'm curious, what are some of those challenges that you're anticipating? And what's the excitement of being a coach during this time, soccer in the United States? And Dan, to that point, you've talked about it with the World Cup coming up. Just the step forward that not only the league can take, but U.S. soccer can take. I'm sure there are some challenges in it for you as well. What is the excitement and maybe the challenges in that, Coach?
Sure. So it's an amazing year ahead of us. The way as a head coach, I'm selling is it's 2 seasons for us, right? There's a primary first part of the season, and then we take a break. So these guys need to understand, and what we're trying to pound home to them is that we need to be at the top of the table when this break happens, and really maximize who we are at home. And obviously we've seen the schedule. We know we have 9 on the road, so it's going to be a strategic type of season, but we need to set ourselves up for that second half of the season by being in a great spot at the World Cup break, and then that's obviously if you're in a great spot, you're going to enjoy the World Cup a lot more, right? Like I think we all know that that's the case, and so I want to really enjoy the World Cup and not sit here wondering what happened in the first part of the season, which I don't think I'm going to be in. So, but then what we're going to have from an excitement, from an energy in this city is amazing. I think about it for my kids and the kids that are part of our club. What this World Cup means and what it's going to bring is just, I mean, it doesn't come around often, as you know, and these kids are memories for life and city memories, and we get to enjoy the energy, and that's what I'm looking most forward to.
Yeah, look, 2026 is the year of soccer. I don't think there's any other way you could say it. I mean, if you think about first FC Dallas coming into season, MLS kickoff is this Saturday. For us, incredibly excited about this team. But then you think about having a World Cup. I mean, the last time it was here was 1994, and the novelty of it in 1994 was really amazing. So few people really understood what it was, but it also led to the kickoff of Major League Soccer. Just like my father seeing the '66 World Cup final kicked off soccer in Dallas with the Dallas Tornado in 1967. My hopes for this are gigantic. One, it's eyeballs, it's economics, right? It's viewership, it's those things. But on a simple level, it's also developing that next generation of superstars, getting kids to pick soccer that might have picked football or basketball, other sports, and showing what the opportunity really is, and especially the opportunity with the domestic league, and then an opportunity to go play for your national team. I mean, there's no place better at it than FC Dallas. If you think about it, we're going to have potentially 4 or 5 players with FC Dallas DNA on that roster in 2026, which for the national team, which is incredibly exciting, showing what the scale of this is and what it really means. And then look, let's talk about Major League Soccer for 2 seconds. Apple going in front of the paywall is obviously a big deal from a viewership standpoint, but maybe equally as big is the change of our season that will happen in 2027, going to that traditional European calendar. I think that'll have a gigantic change in the economics of that and allow us all to continue to invest more and more money in it. And then lastly, and as important to me personally, is this is our commercial for Women's World Cup 2031. We're here to show the world that we're ready to host a final if we could be selected in 2031 on the women's side. And to get to celebrate that with fans in the area and the state of Texas too would be incredible. But this is this moment that, I mean, my family's been working on for almost 60 years. And we get to all now live it and be part of it and have, I think a bunch of you would say out there, I know everybody, sitting here have our dream jobs, that we get to be involved in a game we love so much. But this is truly the year of soccer.
André, Jesús Padilla de Movida Hispana. Ahora vamos a hablar en español. Sabemos que tenemos a la prensa internacional en casa cubriendo la Copa del Mundo. Seguramente vendrán a ver cómo viven los tejanos el fútbol y vendrán al estadio y seguramente que tendremos que tener buenas actuaciones con el equipo porque será una ventana internacional para nuestros jugadores, el que sepan en cualquier parte del mundo qué tipo de fútbol se está jugando aquí y cómo atrae a la gente el equipo. Existe esa conciencia de que tendremos a la prensa mundial seguramente en algunos partidos aquí en casa.
Sí, sabemos que Dallas es un centro importante durante el Mundial, que mucha gente, yo tengo contactos que me buscan diciendo voy a estar en Dallas durante el Mundial. Entonces se puede imaginar cómo Dallas será una de las principales ciudades que tenemos y que más va a tener personas aquí visitando. Y claro, nosotros como representantes de Dallas, del fútbol en Dallas, tenemos que continuar y hacer para que tenga una muy buena impresión del club, de la ciudad y del fútbol local. Entonces, lo que estamos diciendo, tenemos jugadores con calidad y jugadores de distintas nacionalidades, jugadores que pueden estar en el Mundial y ojalá que toda esta atmósfera, como estaba mencionando Dan antes, el Mundial trae memorias. Yo me recuerdo tengo recuerdos del Mundial desde 86, con mi familia mirando y Brasil jugando. Entonces todo este ambiente del Mundial es único y tenemos aquí muy cerquita de nosotros ahí la posibilidad de ver. Entonces estos partidos que vamos a jugar y que tengamos personas que nos visitan aquí y ver que después de esta visita que continúen acompañando y ojalá siendo un aficionado de lejos del FC Dallas que por esta buena impresión que podemos causar.
Finalmente, algunas de las selecciones que van a jugar acá ya se decidieron, aunque todavía no es tiempo de anunciarlo, ¿verdad? Pero ya se mostraron muy interesados en venir y entrenar como el base camp del FC Dallas.
No tenemos ninguna confirmación hasta este momento. Creo que para mí veo que el clima, yo veo que es una preocupación que tienen muchas de las selecciones y para jugar en el AT&T no necesita adaptarse al calor extremo aquí que en julio y agosto tenemos. Pero creemos que vamos aún a recibir alguna selección aquí durante algún momento durante el Mundial, si no antes. Pero sería un honor para nosotros que cualquier representante que venga y esté aquí en nuestras facilities que pueda disfrutar y tenga suerte durante el Mundial también.
Hi, Carlos Nava, ESPN International. I'm going to ask in Spanish again to have some register about that. André, hace rato comentaron, y creo que lo respondiste de hecho en inglés, ¿qué es lo que les hace pensar después, qué vieron en Europa durante la pretemporada y en estas semanas de que tienen uno de los mejores rosters de la historia del FC Dallas? ¿Y cuál sería la expectativa real para esta temporada, regresando obviamente a la MLS, entre los refuerzos que han llegado veteranos con experiencia en primera división y los muchachos que han firmado tanto a través del draft como pues home grounds y demás, ¿no?
Bueno, la pretemporada primero para mí fue de las mejores que tuvimos desde que yo llegué aquí. Por no solo la calidad del equipo, ya como Eric mencionó, ya tener los jugadores listos desde el día 1. Solo Joaquín llegó después y los porteros y el cambio de salida de Martin. Pero, y la calidad de los oponentes que tuvimos, Portugal fue excepcional, el ambiente que tenemos ahí para estar juntos los jugadores, conocernos mejor y todo. Y después regresando jugar contra equipos de MLS, desafortunadamente no pudimos jugar mucho contra Atlanta, pero toda la preparación y el trabajo que mucha gente aquí del club hace para tener una pretemporada en este nivel fue muy importante. Y sobre la plantilla que tenemos es la calidad en tener muchas opciones en varias posiciones. Entonces vemos que con el roster que tenemos hay jugadores de calidad jugando en distintas posiciones y que eso trae un dolor de cabeza, como mencionaba el entrenador, que tiene que todo el fin de semana decidir 20 o que van a estar en la plantilla. Y esto, cuando se ve los entrenamientos, no va a ser fácil. Entonces, los jóvenes que subieron de North Texas, los que llegaron del draft, los nuevos fichajes, todos están subiendo el nivel del equipo. Entonces, y la mentalidad hace una gran diferencia porque yo veo que la forma como el cuerpo técnico, Eric, está llevando este equipo, tenemos ambiciones y queremos, siempre estamos aquí para hacer historia en este club, poder levantar trofeos. Entonces tenemos esta ambición, sabemos que hay otros 29 equipos que están queriendo lo mismo, pero vemos nosotros en un momento muy positivo de cómo terminamos la temporada y cómo arrancamos este año.
Thanks. Let's go to Jose, and we'll wrap it up with Abraham right afterwards.
Jose Oliveros, the Backhand Sport. Coach, what would you say about Toronto? It's still early, it's Tuesday, but you have a game on Saturday against Toronto. What would you say about Toronto?
I think it's a team that's got some interesting weapons, likes of a Derek Etienne, who I know very well from my days in Columbus. Kerr's done a really good job in the league as a 9. Osorio. I mean, they've got some guys that have been around for a while, some continuity in their group. And new coach came in last year, and they started to evolve late in the season. They had a bunch of draws late, but you could sort of see a change in sort of who they were. So watching them in preseason, they've got a little bit more of an identity. But just like every team in MLS, I mean, they're talented that if we are not the aggressors of the game and we let them come into our building and gain confidence because our mentality is not huge for it, like anybody in this league is gonna pounce. And so we've got to make sure that it's about us on the night, and they're in for 90 plus minutes of a headache. But a team that's got quality that we respect, and a coach that I respect a lot, that's done really well in this league. So difficult night, but one that I'm going to enjoy because I think I know how much our guys are looking forward to it, and I just think they're going to be up for this, especially coming game one. I see the excitement of getting through preseason, and now the fun begins for these guys. And game one it's almost like a game of a playoff. Right, it's just the emotion and the adrenaline rush is so high, and it's like letting out caged animals. Hopefully, we can harness and be smart, and not do something that's gonna get us in trouble. But I think these guys are ready to go.
Abraham,
Coach, Mr. Hunt, talking about Leagues Cup, how important is for the club to face Mexican Mexican clubs, and showing that the MLS clubs are better or equal in quality of playing?
So obviously this is a great property that was created by Liga MX and MLS, and it's a great competition, and you see what these games mean, the passion for it and the energy around it. It's a great marker for Major League Soccer. We have come a long way as a league and have become very, very competitive with those brands, and had great success now in the tournament over the last couple of years. And you continue to see that has pushed, I think, them and their investing in some of those teams there. I mean, you have those top brands, America, Chivas, Toluca's a very good team there too, and it kind of goes on and on. The two teams in Monterrey are also very good. It's a great marker for us, and it's also a nice change of pace in Major League Soccer. MLS is a athletic league, a physical league, a very transitional league, and it happens incredibly fast. And Liga MX is very different. There's more play with the ball. The tactics are very different, and for us to get better as a league, we need to face more opponents like this and different opponents. That will continue to elevate, I think, our own domestic league. You see what happens in Champions League, Europa League, the difference is Libertadores, the difference that they experience. It causes those clubs to mature in different ways, think about the game differently. You start to add different talents, too, that you see. And so it's a great marker for us. It's been an incredible journey. We've been doing this for a long time in MLS since day one, and to see the change in quality, and look, the DP rule helped that, TAM helped that, DTAM helped that, the U22 initiative has helped that, and these are really thoughtful things. I will say it is a complicated structure in our league, and how you think about the different categories of players and how you spend your money. I wish it was a little more simple, but it's been thoughtfully done that's taken us to a level where we're competitive with a very good Liga MX. So this is a great marker for us. Obviously, to have success in that tournament, what it means, I think, in this market would be huge for FC Dallas.
There's a couple interesting things for me in Leagues Cup how many the Mexican American population here, especially in Texas, like such a unique energy that gets to come to town, and we get to go to Mexico and see and change up the energy level of what our year is about. You have a lot of households that have been supporting a lot of these Mexican teams. It creates a great banter. When they come to Dallas and play, there's a great population of people in the stadium that have supported these teams through their heritage. So it's a great energy that's been built in this format that I really look forward to being a part of. This will be my first experience being a part of it, but I'm watching from afar. Then the second part is just the measuring stick, right? Like the argument that everybody has is which league is better, which one has the and that's we know that argument, we live that argument, and we want to make sure that we're putting our best product on the field and competing and making our league stand out, and our organization stand out, and it's in a little bit of its earn your respect, sort of, so to speak. And we want to go into that tournament with a big ambition about ourselves, to put ourselves in the mix of all the top names you hear. Like we want to go after that tournament. We want to turn some heads.
Dan, last question over here. You really know how it feels to win a championship with the Chiefs. Tell us about the urgency of getting the first championship here for FC Dallas, the first MLS trophy. How do you feel about not having won yet so far? And my question for you, Eric, how much pressure do you feel about that urgency of getting the first MLS trophy for the franchise?
Look, goal one is to deliver an MLS Cup to our fans here. That is goal number one. We always feel the pressure. If you don't feel it every year, then this is probably not the right business for you. Doesn't matter what sport you're in, soccer, football. If you're not in it to win it, then probably another vocation is something else for you. I feel it. I mean, we had a team that played in the final. And it didn't work out for us in Colorado against Colorado. And then the 2016 team was as good as it gets here. Obviously, the Diaz injury didn't help that team. I was incredibly proud of what they achieved lifting 2 of the trophies. But goal number one is lifting MLS Cup for our fans. They deserve it, and we're putting all of our efforts behind it. And look, I think it would continue to grow this legacy of this club. This club has a great history. We've won Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cups. We're an incredible developer of top talent. And we have at times bought, I think, very well on the international markets and developed good players. But we're in it to lift that trophy and bring that home to our fans here in Texas. I think that would be a massive accomplishment for the club.
No pressure. I've been obsessed with trophies since I was a little kid. I think my mom still has all my trophies in the garage somewhere. But it's what I'm still obsessed with it at 48 years of age. I'm almost 48. I'm 47 still, but a couple weeks from now. But I'm obsessed. It's something that nobody can take away from you. I've always been wired the way that I love being the first to do something. So that's real. That weighs in my mindset is like, what an opportunity, and especially now seeing the group that we have put together. Right now, the vision is more real, and I don't mind pressure. That's why no job can give me the adrenaline rush for 2 hours on a Saturday night that this job gives me, and nobody can give me the sadness, nothing, but also the triumph and the happiness. So it's I love it, and it's a tough business, but it's one that, when you think about the big picture and what it could mean, and for an organization in a city, and that's what gets me out of bed and excited is the possibility and what we're building.